Continues. And joining us now, I'm so proud and honored. First time, I believe, with me on Newsmax Television. I've had him on several times on the radio in the past. The great Pat Boone, legendary singer, TV host, number 10 all-time recording artist, according to Billboard. He's got a new album coming out, Legacy. Hello, Pat.
Hey, Steve.
It is so great to see you, my friend. You look great.
I look like I just crawled out of the belly of a whale.
Oh, stop it. All right, so listen, you wrote a piece here. By the way, you're doing a piece for Newsmax, the magazine. That'll be out in the future, so people could look for that. But you really got ticked off, and rightfully so, on the Saturday Night Live skit, where they, again, you saw what they did. It was about a gay couple comes, they want a wedding cake, and blah, blah, blah. They won't do it. They go to court, and you saw the ending here. You got real problems with that.
Well, I do. I tell you what, the primary problem is they ridiculed a show that doesn't exist. The movie, God's Not Dead 2, is not one mention of homosexuality. That's not what it's about.
Right.
There's not one Jewish lawyer. They made all of this up. They created a straw dog and then attacked it and called it God's Not Dead 2, when our film has nothing whatsoever to do with any of the issues they were lampooning and parodying, supposedly, and desecrating. Now, of course, what they did was use it again to bring God into the picture, as they have done with Jesus, and made them laughing stocks and just joke fodder. And of course, obviously, we bristle at that. But when I was approached when it first happened, and I hadn't seen it, and they said, "Are you going to demand an apology from the producer, Lorne Michaels, or NBC?" I said, "No, they don't have to apologize to us. They can take it up with the one whose name and image they defame. Take it up with him. Explain to God why they treated him with diabolical sacrilege."
Well, you know, and one of the points you make, this was anti-Semitic, anti-Christian, and you say they would never do this to Muslims or Islam.
Right. They would never mention Allah or Muhammad in any kind of derogatory way, joking or otherwise, or they'd be immediately going into a witness protection program, and they know they can do it to Christians. Christians don't kill people, and we don't. We have no recourse really but to object, and they don't care about that. I mean, they've given up caring about what Christians think a long time ago.
Let me let you hear, Pat, and this is troubling. I don't know where you fall in the race for the president, but you could fill us in if you just so desire. But I want you to hear what Donald Trump said today. He said that the North Carolina law on transgenders is wrong, and he said that transgenders should be able to use whatever bathroom they want. And then he said this:
So if Caitlyn Jenner were to walk into Trump Tower and want to use the bathroom, you would be fine with her using any bathroom she chooses?
That is correct.
What do you say? Are you disappointed in Trump's stance on the North Carolina law and gay and transgender bathrooms?
Yeah, I am, and I'm very disappointed in the issue that it supposedly deals with. I knew Bruce a long time ago, and of course he is still Bruce, by the way. That is anatomically. I mean, he's added some accoutrement, but he has kept his basic equipment. If he ever changes his mind, he has an exit from this new image. But it's not that I don't empathize. I do empathize greatly with people with an identity confusion. But he can look down and see what he is, and he knows what's on his birth certificate, and he should live with that. Now, of course, I think men in the men's restroom would be a lot less worried about his coming into their restroom in a dress than women would be.
Right.
And so with other transgenders who are male, but say no, they're female, and they come in, and they can say they are whether they are not, and in many cases they aren't. So it is such a confusion, and for us to make accommodation for this kind of thing is not only ludicrous, it's very upsetting, and it's a sign of how far our society has fallen into just has lost its way. Anything goes, right or wrong.
So are you a Trump supporter, basically?
Not really. I mean, I like Donald. I've known him since before, when he was first getting started. He and I became friendly. I can't say we hang out together, but we have been together.
Well, who are you supporting?
Right now, I'm supporting whoever the Republican nominee is,
Gotcha.
and I do hope, and I've said this on Fox, that it will go to the convention, and the rules are not rigged. They've been in place for years and years, and they are in place for just this purpose, as it was with Abraham Lincoln, who came to the convention, which was a contested convention with only 20% of the vote.
Right. Pat, let me ask you. The news broke earlier today that Prince, the singer, was found dead. I wonder if you have any thoughts on his music and on his passing.
Well, he's one of the most talented people who ever lived. I mean, he absolutely was, and of course, I won't talk about it in past tense because he still exists. His body is dead, and I don't know why, but he is a genius, and I met him only once, and we had a very friendly. He was very shy in person. On stage, like Elvis, he came alive, but socially, he was generally quite shy and soft-spoken and just timid. And I don't know. He was a nice man, I'm sure, and I'm saddened. I don't know why. How this would have happened. He was a health nut.
Yeah, 57 years old. Did you dig his music?
A lot of it. I did take issue with it once. I'm one to take issue with on moral grounds. When he did the album Purple Rain, I think it was, and he had something about cousin so and so or sister so and so, and it was about apparently having sex with some relative.
I hear you. Pat, it is so great to talk to you. When is Legacy coming out, your new album?
It's out. It's on Amazon,
Great.
and I wrote all the songs, words, and music. And
Great.
Legacy is something you leave behind for others, and I hope people will receive it in the spirit.
Yeah, but you're not going anywhere. We'll have you back.
Okay.
Pat Boone, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and I just want to, before we started, earlier today, I spoke to Pat Boone off the air, and I'm surprised he didn't mention it, so I'll mention it for him. The best way to combat this bias, anti-Christian, anti-Jewish bias on Saturday Night Live and in the media, go see the movie. Go see God's Not Dead 2. It's nothing like the parody. Go see the movie.